No wonder nobody joined.
The world's best gather here. XBL baseball starts now.
It's crushed to the moon, and we're tied.
He picks it up on the second, over to first in time for the double play that ends the inning.
That's gone.
Oh my, oh my, oh my.
Trying to repeat.
It's gone!
Homeward to the pen! This game is over!
Oh! Crushed! Left field! Off the pole!
Domingo Bell, deep right center field, carrying, and it's gone!
That was hit hard. Left center field. Did she do it again? To the wall!
Swung on Bell to the deep left field. Is this baby gone? A grand slam!
Champion! The AAA World Series is over! What a line shot!
I can't believe my eyes.
All right, welcome back everybody to the third and fourth edition of the AAA World Series for this season. As y'all know, we've got Ricks and we've got Zlat in the finals right now, tied 1-1. But first off, as always, Mist, how you doing? Good to be back in the booth with you.
I am very good, Unicorn. Pretty excited for this. We had such a great, 2-game set already. Couple players that really deserve to be here. So let's take a look at those keys to the series.
Yeah, just some quick keys tonight. It's not a whole lot to say through 2 games. It's been 2 completely opposite games. We saw a run rule in just 2 or 3 innings in that first one when Ricks really came out and had an onslaught of singles and then mixed in a couple of home runs and really took Zlatanimal and the Habaneros by storm and threw a wrench in the party plans that they had, the way that they were running through the playoffs, and really threw a wrench in the mindset that a lot of us had going into this series, thinking that Zlat was the top dog and the guy to beat. Then Ricks comes out and punches him in the mouth. And in game 2, we had Zlat show up, and he showed that he's got that bat and he's got that skill like we saw him in the series against Tennessee. He can put up runs, and he wasn't pitching super crisp, but it was good enough to lock Ricks up, and he was able to take game 2 in a little bit closer affair, but still not a 1-run or 2-run game or anything. So we've seen, like it says there, a tale of 2 games so far.
Yeah, I think it was kind of nice to see Ricks come out blistering hot in that first game, which I think put everybody on notice that it doesn't matter what Vegas says about this matchup. We those in the know knew that Ricks is a tough player. And pitching wise might be a slight step even above Zlat, who's coming down from the XBL. So that's saying quite a bit. And the other thing is that Ricks is a momentum player. And then what did he do? He absolutely, sprung off of that momentum. And then basically Zlatanimal got behind the 8 ball. I think he was probably as shocked as anybody in that first game. And then, but we, as we knew, with Zlatanimal and the way he's been rolling, none of us were that surprised that he kind of did flip the script there a little bit in the second game.
Yeah, and something with these two that we talked about from the beginning of the series is the fact that they don't have they have a ton of experience in the league, just not a ton of experience against each other because of the fact that Zlat was in the XBL prior to this and then moved down, and now he faces Ricks, who's been in the AAA for a while, and it's going to be interesting to see. We saw that quick first game didn't really allow much time for them to read each other, and then that second game, we saw the starters in there for a long time, so you don't get a whole lot of bullpen perspective whenever you go through game 2. So we're looking at just through 2 games, you normally want to have a feel for the other guy by now and try to figure out what works and what doesn't, but really for these guys, they're still filling that out going into game 3, and that's going to be interesting to see because the further into this series, we're going to have to see who can adjust quickly and who can read the other guy, find out ways that they can take advantage of certain spots and things like that. And that's why the momentum hinges on tonight and hinges on games 3 and 4 to see who can get that first quick read, who can adjust the fastest, and then who can steal the momentum in this series.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the first 2 games were so lopsided one way and the other. It's difficult to learn really that much. But if anything, they at least grew the respect for each other and know that they need to come in here going all out, which I expect them to do here.
Yeah, well said. And we don't really have a whole lot more to add to that so far. Like you said, it's been hard to read the first 2 games so far, so we're going to get a better read tonight in games 3 and 4. The series won't end tonight, but it could reach the point of elimination, whether it's 1, 2, or 3 games left after this. We'll probably run them all in one night, maybe this weekend, if not next week, and get this AAA wrapped up. And then of course we've got the XBL on the docket for tomorrow with Hummus and I in the booth, and maybe we'll have Dwayne with his brand new shiny PC parts jump in for a game or 2 and replace me. So yeah, y'all give me a minute. I'm going to get everything switched over, get my screen capture and stuff fixed up. Y'all let me know if there's any audio issues and things like that like normal, but hopefully we see some great games tonight. Hopefully there's some classics. So let's get this AAA World Series back underway. All right, everybody. Everything should be working, I believe. We're going to have low volume on the game again, which is fine. Zlat just played it really low so you could lock in. So here we go. We got game 3 going up. We got Ricks and Zlat. See who's on the mound tonight. They've already both used their aces. We know that the starters for the Hobbs are a little bit weaker than the starters for the Cerezas, but I think that'll work out well on both sides because the Hobbs are great batters and then Ricks is one of those top tier pitchers. So we'll see if anyone can capture some runs early here and take the first bite of the apple here in the early innings. We've seen some early inning runs so far in this game. And one of these games, I'm not sure if it's 3 or 4, they told me, but I don't remember, has a DC. So we might have to skip ahead whenever that comes up. That's the beauty of us pre-recording. no one's going to have to wait for anything. So,
Yeah, this is a pretty key game here. Game 3 is big. In a tied series, if you can just having that game in your hip pocket, the later you go, the better. Having being one game up.
yeah, we're going to see Tio Pepino on the mound. Had a decent outing in a series against Eduardo. He was the starter for the run rule game that Rick's had. We'll see how long he can stay in the game. He's got a pretty decent amount of velo, some mid-tier junk, and then some good accuracy with that elite 2-seam. And there's the first out of game 3 as Hendricks puts away the first batter for the Hobbs.
Yeah, very interesting pitcher running no curve and no changeup there, but like we've said many times, Ricks can handle the fork and the slider, which are not really the easiest pitches, A, to throw, and B, to know exactly how to use them. They're kind of tricky, but they can be effective, certainly.
Yeah, Ricks definitely has those interesting pitch arsenals all the way up and down his starters, then as well in the bullpen. What can work well for him here is that the 2-seam can cause problems for Zlat. We've seen that so far through the first 2 games, and now he's rocking elite 2-seam on this starter, so we're going to see him probably go to that early and often. And there's a slider that's hit well, but not far enough as Capitan puts it away, and there's a clean first inning for the Cerezas as they come up to bat in their home stadium of Ciudad de Janeiro. Isn't that what it's called? I think that's what it's called, but Dulce de Leche is going to come up to the plate with those sick unis.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, both of these uniforms and teams in general, logos, such a nice job from these players here to really get some pretty. These are top tier, branding here.
And we're going to see some velo on the mound for the Hobbs. A better starter than he ran out there in game 2. He's got high velo, low junk. I'll have to look at his pitch arsenal here as he gives up the first single of the game. He's got the typical 4-seam, cutter, changeup, curve arsenal. We see that a lot in the XBL and in the AAA. Something Ricks is definitely used to seeing throughout the course of this season. We'll see if the velo can affect him here as he's got 80 or 85 velo there on his starter. A nuke right to the third baseman goes nowhere, though. Now we've got 2 outs with the man on first for Bengata.
It'd be interesting to see, Unicorn, if that velo does bother Rick. That's enough velo to bother a lot of players. And it's a great arsenal. Now, you'd like to have a 5th pitch on a starter, but even so, that's really the top.
He's going to send him home?
Oh, my. Oh, my.
Oh, and he almost has it at home. He gets aggressive, and it doesn't work out. I thought he was going to have that, but a great throw, a 99 from the first baseman. And he needed every bit of that.
That was worth a gamble, to be honest with you. Just a great play from Zlat.
Yeah, and I think the room for error is going to be incredibly low for Ricks more so than Zlat just because of the difference in power and the difference in batting prowess. If you're Ricks, you need to play really clean games and make all the right decisions. I don't blame him for that one, though.
No, it was a great decision by Ricks, a better play by Zlat. But yeah, you don't want momentum killers if you're Ricks. But something like that, it's worth a gamble, and you got to go for it.
And we get the first batter on a 4-pitch walk, so now we've got some okay speed on first, and we've got 5-6 coming up. Low pitch, Rip Bonga, no RBI hero engaged. We'll see if we see a steal. A nice fork ball coming in from the top, and now we got a full count. Fastball comes in high, and he's able to put it through the center. And now we've got 2 on with no outs and an opportunity to be the first to strike here for the Hobbs after a great play on the defensive end. They do what they're supposed to do and come right back the other way with a couple of singles.
Yeah, that was interesting. You can't necessarily count on a strike from Rick's 3-2 like that, but laid a fast, perhaps mislocated that one.
Yeah, definitely that's something with Ricks is a lot of times when you have 3-ball count, you expect 90% of the league to just throw you strikes until the at-bat is over. But Ricks is definitely willing to walk you because we've seen him in this playoff run. He's able to get out of jams just like this. He's got 2 on, but I wouldn't be surprised at all to see him get out of this clean. He's done it time and time again, and good throw to third base holds him, and that's how you start it right there. Now he's got 1 out. Still an opportunity to get out of this.
Yeah, he's an absolute Houdini of coming out of these jams with players on base, and part of that is he will not throw the ball in there typically. And you know, when with those runners on, players naturally are going to get a little bit antsy.
But that one's a good shot to right field. He's going to
one.
have a decent arm out there. He's going to send him home. He's going to be there safely. And now you got runners on the corners as the first run of Game 3 is across the board.
Number 19.
Yeah, fastballs down the middle. Well, anytime, but certainly just because there's 3 balls is not Ricks's game. So I think he's mislocated a couple pitches. And credit to Zlat for jumping on those. What a play from third. Oh, it got him.
And a double play, and there you go. That's what Ricks does. He's able to get out of it in an unconventional sense right there after giving up 1. But a chase pitch that almost brought a run across turns into a double play. And that'll help a lot because if one of those gets over your head like that on a pitch that you know is a ball, that can definitely hurt your mentals. So huge play from third base right there for Ricks.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, it was a gift that he was even given an opportunity to make that, but it was hard to believe that ball got to third quickly enough. That was really a bang bang play at third. I was a little surprised at the call.
Change up inside, gets him to pop up for the first out on his half. Yeah, we've seen a couple of close calls that throw home in the first inning from Zlat. Needed every bit of the 99, and then a great play over there at third base, able to get him by a step.
Yeah, in that respect, kind of reminds us of Ricks versus Eddie with some of these defensive and throws and plays and awkward, runners getting hung up and things like that.
Gets him chasing there. It might be enough, though. He's got good speed, and he beats it by a step or 2, and he's able to get 1 on with 1 out with Wildchild up. RBI Hero won't be engaged. And she's got first pitch prayer.
She had that one big home run, I think, but she could do more. Ricks needs to get her going.
Something to look for is Surrounded is on this starter here, and it might be engaged as we've got 2 on now with only 1 out. Could be early trouble. The velo is going to come down now with that negative trait. Everything's going to come down, and we'll see if he's able to maneuver out of this. Pretty much the same situation that Ricks just saw himself in. Now Zlat's in it.
Yeah, I don't think this is what you want to see if you're the Hobbs, is a nice quality contact hitter coming up there.
Pokes that one left. It's not going to be enough for a double play, but he's able to get the lead runner.
Smart play.
And now you've got the pitcher up in this situation. See if the pitcher can help himself here. We've seen quite a few pitcher hits from Ricks throughout these playoffs. He's definitely capable. Really attacking that low corner, something Zlat does very often.
This is there. Oh.
Well struck, but because they're at the double play depth, not able to get it. And now we've got 1-0 going into third. More hits for Ricks than there are for Zlatanimal, but the score doesn't reflect that.
Yeah, that was a good swing by Ricks, but it's awfully hard to get a ground ball past the infield with a pitcher. You're better with maybe a Texas League or something, an awkward bloop, or even to hit it, maybe hit it past an outfield that's playing in, something like that.
Yeah, for Ricks though, you can feel pretty decent about that inning despite not scoring any runs because you made good contact with 3 or 4 of those balls. That's what you want to see. Just make good contact if you're a contact swinger, and eventually you'll start finding gaps.
Yeah, I think the big thing was getting out of that one inning with only 1 run. It feels like Zlat should maybe be up 3 or 4, but is not. So I think that's the story of the game so far.
Another chase there. We've seen a lot of chases on moving fastballs so far. 2 quick outs as the Hobbs bring up Caroline Reaper again.
Yeah, two seam is definitely a usable pitch against Zlatanimal. He will react to motion. When he's hitting well, of course, he's not going to chase that two seam. But if he's just a little bit off, that two seam can be quite effective.
3 straight balls now. And there's another 4-pitch walk as he puts one on, but he's got 2 outs. Just needs to get one put away here. Papa Dingleberry is up. One of the best batters in the lineup. Watches a 2-seam over the heart of the plate.
Good layoff there.
And the slider just finds the edge and gets him to swing, and Crescent puts it away for the 3rd out. And Rick's able to hold him down in that inning as he comes back up to the plate to see if he can replicate that good contact he just had. He's got his best batters coming up.
Yeah, that was a brutal slider from Ricks there. I don't know what Zlatanimal can do. He basically got right on a ball in the dead corner. But that's a ground out in this league.
The velo back up for the starter now with no one on base. The velo is going to be important here for Zlatanimal because we know he likes to keep the starter in for a long time. Your pitch count can't get very high. Once the velo goes down on this guy, he's going to lose a lot of his effectiveness because that's his main selling point here.
He just meatballed a fastball, left a wide open circle there, and Ricks first was clearly looking for something else.
Yeah, Ricks is actually looks like he might be power swinging. I see that front foot coming up on his batters.
Yeah, no, he will power swing some. You think of him as a slap hitter, but he's not really that. He is a kind of a count hitter, and he'll have some awkward takes, but yeah, it doesn't really hit for power, but will power swing some. I don't think his batters are all that jacked, to be honest, Uni.
No, they aren't. Maybe he runs a lot like Fireball, where he power swings with that heart of his order, where he's got a little bit of power on those guys, and then contact swings to the rest of the lineup. If he did that in the Eduardo series, I didn't notice, but I noticed it now as he was taking pitches, but he was hiking that front leg up. And that's something I'll watch for when I'm on the mound. If I see him stop winding up and start working on contact, I know that the mix and velo isn't going to be as effective typically against contact swinging.
Right.
And there's an early walk now as we've got no one out and one on. 54 pitches, starting to lose his stamina now, starting to lose a little bit of stats. Only in the 4th inning. Meaty fork ball, but he watches it.
Didn't react to that one. Good slider there.
2 straight of the same pitch. Sliders up
Oh,
top.
that was brutal. That was absolutely hanging off the top. Good pitch.
Seeing a lot of fork balls and sliders right now as the velo starts to drop off a little bit, but he gets a velo in there and it's out of the zone, but able to put it up in between second and short again, just like he did a couple of innings ago. And now another opportunity to score some runs, and it's the same guy at the plate again, Cap Sickham, with an opportunity to put some runs across.
Yeah, a bit of a slap speed hitter here. Looking for maybe something up the middle or something maybe down the line, blooped over first base.
Ricks definitely looks like he's a little bit off on his location compared to normal. Found the zone right there a couple times now. It's a big spot, full count, 1 out. Gets him on a slider. It's not going to find the ground though, so he's able to keep 2 on.
Number 19.
Contact versus righties engaged. A good double here with good speed could really open up this ball game.
Oh, just missed. That's a great Ricks type pitch there, trying to get that inside corner on the low side on the slider, but to still get slat.
Yeah, the elite 2-seam gets him chasing there, and after putting 2 on early, he's able to get out of it again, and we've got a low-scoring affair here still in the bottom of the 4th.
I really think this
difference for the starters right now.
Yeah, I think this is playing to Ricks's favor a little bit, Unicorn. From the standpoint, you don't want a high-scoring game if you're Ricks against Zlat. I think if you can keep it in the 1 to 6 range for both players, that's better for him than trying to go to a 12-10 game.
Yeah, I agree. We talked about that in the last time that we had a broadcast. The close games definitely play better for Ricks than they do for Zlat. One thing we're definitely noticing right here is they look pretty uncomfortable at the plate. We're seeing a lot of chases from these two guys, which are a little bit uncharacteristic from both of them. A couple of good takes there, though. Good cutter out there. Is it going to drop? No, it floats too long, and the shortstop's able to get there. Put away the second out. Now Choo Choo Rails has had his say in the playoffs so far. We'll see if he can do anything right here. Been quiet in this series. Had a big home run in that first game in the middle of the run rule. But other than that, has not done much.
Yeah, Zlat has used the cut fastball pretty effectively. Like you said, he likes to go to that load. See, this is a good pitch right there. See, that's tough to get on for someone like Rick. Now he missed here, and now he hits it. So there's a big difference between 3 inches on the plate and 3 inches off the plate.
Right. Wildchild up again with someone on base for the second time this game. See if she can take advantage of it this time. She knocked a single around last time. She swings at a cutter right here out of the zone, but she's got speed and she's able to get there, and it works well enough.
Wow. She's kind of feeling it there. A lot of luck involved that time, but nonetheless, she had the foot speed to get it done.
And surrounded, turned back on. 51 pitches. Stamina's going down a little more than it even normally would on the stats. Couple of 2-out hits. See if he can keep it going.
Good eye there.
Misses with the cutter, and now a 3-1 pitch. Looking at the inside corner. And he misses, and we've got a bases loaded situation now. Surrounded still is going to be engaged, but the pitcher is up again. We'll see if he keeps him in, and he will. Oh, he's looking at the bullpen.
Gotta yank him. Gotta yank him now because you're down.
Sees an opportunity here to take advantage, and he brings in Felipe Nugget with pinch perfect and a huge spot here in the middle innings, as he really needs to take advantage of this situation. We know runs can be hard to come by. And now seeing the bullpen come out possibly for Zlatanimal earlier than expected. The surrounded, and now he brings in Scoville with the elite changeup, and the velo is back up with the same pitch arsenal, just an opposite fastball. Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
In this situation.
Yeah, and you don't want to fall behind to a pinch perfect like this.
Hitters count here. We'll see how aggressive Ricks gets or if he waits for a strike. Swings at something on the edge there. Ooh, and good job crawling back into it by the pitcher. 2-2 count. Big spot. Another take, and we got full count. You'd think this is coming to the plate here. Oh, and he gets him swinging on a missed fastball.
It's tough with that much velo coming in, Uni. Fresh arm. Oh boy, good. I think Zlatanimal kind of missed there, but he was smart. Kind of made sure he didn't get it dead over the play. I think he had a base open, or at least a base available there.
It wasn't loaded.
Was it loaded? Oh my
had that
God!
Pitch perfect up. That's tough in that situation. But when you have your best pinch hitter up, you're expecting a strike right there because the base is loaded.
Yeah.
Really
No, he got suckered. Like you said, he was expecting, and then that can kill you, right? That would have been a run.
Yeah, that's a pitch you might normally take in the middle of the season, but in the finals when the pressure is high, it's hard to hold off on those when you know that you have an opportunity to put some runs across in that situation. And we've got Glitter Jardin in now for the Cerezas with the moving fastballs. She's able to put the first one away. And they're going to have to stay locked in on the mound as they've not been able to put anything across themselves. The Cerezas need to keep this a low-scoring game and give themselves a chance.
Yeah. If you're the Cerezas, that's a bit of it's a downer, but at the same time, you're still in really good shape here. You just got to shake that off.
We've seen a lot of base runners left stranded on both sides. There's more hits for the Cerezas, but with the amount of walks that they've issued to the Hobbs, It's been about the same amount of base runners on both sides, and yet it's 0-1. So it's been a good job pitching and getting out of those situations.
Jens Zlat gets sawed off here for a nice single.
Number 12.
See if Dingleberry can show up here. Only a 167 average so far in this series. The steal, and he might not have enough speed to get there, but he does. And another close play on the base pass. We've seen a few of those so far, and we'll see if that pays off for him. Now a 3-0 count.
Yeah, and this is what I was saying, is Rick needs to continue to be sharp and pay attention, even if it's base runners, whatever. You know, don't think about that last inning. This is a one-run game.
Yeah, best batter on the team comes up to the plate with a 500 average and bad ball hitter. We'll see if he gets a pitch to hit here. 2 early balls.
There's lots kind of locking in at the plate. This is scary.
Yeah, his eye definitely looks a lot more tame right now than it has been. Gets him on a chase there, though. Might have been the 4th ball. Now we got a full count. Another big spot here at the plate.
Oh, what a pitch.
And that's a big knock to center field. Is it going to have enough? It looks like it's hanging, and it's going to stop at the warning track. Can he catch it? And he does. The RNG won't hurt him today, and he's able to get out of the situation with 2 runners on in classic Rick's fashion. What looks like that caused some runs, ends up being nothing. And wow, that was a good reticle on that swing too.
Yeah, and he fouled off that really tough changeup to allow himself to get a crack at a ball he could actually hit there. And like you said, just didn't quite maybe reticle that one up.
And this is the first that these two have seen of these relievers in this series because of the way game 1 and 2 went. So these pitchers are coming in with a clean slate.
I want to welcome Maz of Oz into the chat. Got his popcorn ready to go here, and he should, because this is looking like a pretty good movie here, Uni.
Yeah, exactly what you want to see, a 1-run ball game, and we're getting into the later innings, whether it's 10-9 or 0-1. You just want some drama at the end. And it looks like we're going to get it as there's 2 outs now, and Luna Hendricks comes up. Contact lefties engaged. We've seen some 2-out knocks so far from the Cerezas. See if he can make it happen again. Up to 14 pitches for the reliever now. He's really attacking the zone with this relief pitcher. It's his only high velo reliever that he's got in the pen. Another good average comes into the plate, and he's got a home run with 4 RBIs. Good changeup on the inside. Velo causing problems now for Ricks, it looks like. And he gets him swinging twice. Because that velo seems so fast to Ricks right now, that's a couple of pitches that one went out of the zone last inning that he missed and got a chase, and now he misses in the zone. But because it's so fast, Ricks isn't able to catch up.
Yeah, this dude out of the bullpen is kind of feeling it here.
Good pitch on the corner, a cutter going out to end. Full count now for Rip Bonga. See if low pitch comes in. It's been a lot of high pitches in this at-bat. Gives him one out of the zone there and gets him to chase again. We've seen a lot of chases. The pitchers really have these batters thrown off right now.
Yeah, this is an interesting arsenal for Ricks here on this pitcher. To have this setup on a mid to low velo pitcher is really wild. You would typically see this on an 85 to 90 velo pitcher. I don't think I've ever seen that intentionally put on someone with 50 or 40 velo.
Yeah, Ricks might be the only guy in AAA that can pull this off. It's working well right now. He's 33 pitches in and hasn't given up a run. Oh, and the changeup gets him to swing early, and now we've got a 2-2 count. Ooh, the fastball barely misses low. We'll see if he gets a pitch to hit here. Gets him on a moving fastball. And that one found the zone quite deep inside the middle, but the way the batters are thrown off right now, it seems like they're kind of guessing a little bit at the plate. And that's what you want to see there. Get one on early. We finally see an early out hit. No outs with one on now, and he's got some good batters up. Two for two already for Choo Choo Rails. Clutch engaged. Mind Gamer engaged, and he goes with a bunt. And it's going to get the man to second. He's going to try to small ball run across here and try to get this game tied. Wild Child up again, 2 for 2 with 2 singles. This part of the order has done well so far for Ricks.
Yeah, ego is out the window. Ricks is going to get something going here. Zlatanimal's playing with fire by keeping only that one run. Now his pitcher takes a hit.
Sacrifices his pitcher and not able to get the out, but the double play opportunity is presented now. The velo is going to be knocked off for that starter. He's completely hurt. He's got no stats.
Wow, and Wild Child is lightning down the line, and now she's feeling it with a mojo boost. I would think Ricks is going to go here.
Yeah, and he does, and he steals, but it's not going to pay off as he's able to get the double play. And that's one of those where the hit and run seems like it might have worked without the steal, but it does not work out there. What could have shifted the momentum ends up turning into a double play, and Ricks once again has a chance to score, but not able to put anything across.
Yeah, you can't fault Ricks there. Hit the ball hard, granted on the ground, but even so, you'll take a ball hit that hard any day of the week, right?
Yeah, the only difference I would have done there in my play style, I probably would have stole without the hit and run in that situation just to eliminate the double play opportunity.
Yeah, and also people are so afraid of that runner coming home from third. A lot of times they'll just hold the ball.
Exactly.
But again, he smoked the ball, so I guess you can't be too critical on that one. Just a little bit of bad luck.
And despite the fact that the Raisers have gotten into scoring positions and haven't been able to put anything across, they've kept Zlatanimal to just one run, and he's a great batter. So this is a great job on the mound from Ricks, keeping himself in this ball game. He's got to do it a little bit longer until he can get his bats going more consistently. But we see Fisher on the mound going up against Pepper, the pinch hitter. Another mid-velo, another moving fastball arsenal. The only difference this time is we've got a slider instead of a changeup.
Yeah, this is almost dead even, man. These fences are short down the line, so if you can grab even a little bit of mojo, RNG, whatever, in a late inning, you could pop a ball out down the line for 2 or 3 runs and just completely change this. So we're looking at pretty much it's toe-to-toe here.
Best batter up to the plate for the Habaneros. We'll see how aggressive he gets. Chase is there on an outside pitch. Clutch is
and immediately
engaged.
Throws the same thing.
That's what I would have done too. He's got him chasing on both sides of the plate right now. Smacks that one well, but very on top of it with his reticle. And Ricks once again keeps this game a one-run game as he hopes to put something across himself. We're getting into now the last couple opportunities for Ricks.
Yeah, and that's what those really good pitchers like Spliff Star and a few others, they'll get you swinging at stuff that's just so stupid, and you're just shaking your head like, how can I possibly be swinging at that? But they have a way of sucking you into that kind of nonsense.
Yeah, whenever you swing at one of those that are way out of the zone, then it hurts your ego so much, and then you're really uncertain at the plate, and it can throw you off even more.
Absolutely.
That's how it is playing you. You'll throw stuff a foot off of the plate, and if I swing at one of them, I'm kind of screwed up for the next inning or two at least. I start watching pitches right down the middle.
That's probably user error on my part rather than strategy, but regardless.
Dulce de Leche up again, 0 for 3 in this game.
Oh, there's a hanger
at the plate. Watches the first curveball. We've got low velo Billy Bob Thornton up here. Normally the first reliever out of the pen for the Hobbs, but because of the situation he found him in, brings him in later after using Scoville.
I'm shocked that Ricks would let that opening meatball curveball, but he does get a cheap little hit here, so it worked out.
Yeah, you'll take anything you can get as the heart of your order comes up. Now number 2, Wayne Crescent, the second baseman, comes up with good speed on first, but a good arm behind the plate, and also Clutch is engaged for that catcher. Keeping an eye on the base runner at first. Now he's got 2 strikes on Crescent.
He knows Ricks is getting a little bit desperate just because hasn't been able to even. Has Ricks even gotten to third base? And there's another bad break. Oh, those are killing him.
Yeah, another well-struck ball. We've seen 2 or 3 now well-struck balls, but they've been on the ground and they've led to double plays. Ricks has 10 hits, but no runs across. So far, Zlat is putting on a clinic of how to get double plays and how to get out of a situation with runners on, showing Ricks that he can do exactly what he's been doing throughout these playoffs.
Yeah, and that's why I generally run 2 sprinters on my team, as I cannot stand hitting into those types of double plays.
Yeah, double plays really kill your momentum. Especially when you get late in the ball game like this and you know every at-bat has added pressure to it.
Yeah, they really are a killer. God.
That's definitely something that the top tier AAA pitchers have, though. They're able to just get you into double plays more than you would expect. They're able to throw the right pitch and pick the right location, it seems like, most of the time to get you to ground into them.
Right, and they don't make the air that elevates the ball just enough for you to smoke it. You know, like Spliff Star, he'll keep that down, and he'll walk you if that's what it takes. But he's not gonna miss with the changeup and leave it as a meatball.
Yeah, it's definitely a skill to have and a very valuable one that can bring you all the way up to XBL. If you can pitch as well as some of those guys in XBL, you can find yourself playing in there, especially if you see yourself in the championship like this. Either of these guys can move up with the way they pitch.
Got him with a cutter.
Gets the best batter to ground into a double play, and once again we see one of those, and it's 1-0. Only 4 hits for Zlat. If he's able to get out of this with a 1-0 win, only putting across 4 hits, he might not be happy, but he'll take the win. Cerezas, though, in a game like this is one that you have to have if you want to have a chance in this series. A pivotal game 3, and it's playing to your type of style. Good speed at first, and he's able to get there. Another close play on the base pass. And now we'll see with the pressure bars at 4 and a leadoff man on. Some of the best batters coming up. Might be the best opportunity right now. A bad decision, a questionable decision, I would say, going to second, but it looked like he might have been able to get him there, and now you've got 2 on with no outs. And another bunt. This one goes straight to the pitcher. It's not going to be a good bunt, though, and he's able to get the lead runner. Loses some speed at the front of the base pass.
For a half a second, I thought that he made a mistake there, but I don't think he could have rolled the 2.
And Choo-Choo with 3 for 3. Clutch engaged. Locked in. Oh, not locked in.
This is a funky arsenal, too, to run a triangle on low velo. You need a chase pitch. You can't just throw a triangle up there.
Oh, and that's hit well, but not going to find the fair play. Now we've got a 2-2. We'll see if he chases here. This is a big spot. Steal, and once again, and the steal turns into a double play. Zlatanimal does it again.
Oh, and that was weakly hit, but again, right at the second base there. And, man, just can't seem to grab any momentum.
Yeah, what started out as 2 men on with no outs turns into, once again, a scoreless inning. The Cerezas definitely have to be pretty close to, if not tilted, because the fact they've got 11 hits, they've got 13 or 14 base runners on, and they have 0 runs. It's a frustrating type of game.
Yeah, and it still does go back to pitching, because usually when you're getting double play after double play, kind of like you said earlier, it's the pitching. It's not random pitches coming up there. It's that you're getting burned.
Yeah, and we're in the top of the 9th now. It's still a 1-run game. This is the drama that you want in a game like this. He's got to try to lock him down here for 1 more inning and then just do his best to manufacture a run when he gets up. Wayne Crescent's going to be able to put this away, and now he needs to get 1 more out here. With Capsicum, who's been up in a few big spots but not able to convert. With no more runs to play with for the Hobbs if they want to add to their lead. 3 straight balls. Slider in the heart of the zone.
Didn't react to that one.
And then a slider on the outside edge, and now another clean inning for Ricks, but Will it matter? He's not able to manufacture any runs so far. We're now in the bottom of the ninth, a one-run game. A lot of momentum on the line here in game 3.
Yeah, he's got the hot batter, the speed batter, the batter who's 3 for 3 leading off, and there she goes.
4 for 4. What a great game for Wild Child as she's able to put her stamp. She's done her part in this ball game. We'll see if the batters behind her can go ahead and help her out. Great speed, exactly who you want on to lead off.
Yeah, this might be a rare case of having the MVP of the game being on the losing team.
We'll see how aggressive he gets on the base pass, the way that that's came back to bite him on those steals, turning into double plays. Another bunt.
Oh, good play.
And now speed is at second. Pitcher surely going to come out here. We'll see if Billy Bob Thornton stays in as well. Pick officer is engaged. Maybe that's why we didn't see a steal. That trait can be pretty deadly.
Yeah, could be.
And now he looks for an opposite-handed pitcher. He's got that screwball coming in with the high junk. This could be a problem for Ricks. That's a tough pitch to see in the late innings when you haven't seen it all series for sure. Well, he's off of the first one, though.
Oh,
I think we'll see a healthy amount of screwballs here. Oh, a good pitch on the outside edge.
Fastball.
Pop up, will it find the fence? It does. 2-2 count, a big spot here. Has speed on second, needs to try to get something through or at least advance this base runner. Full count now, pressure bars at 4. Bezos is going to come to the plate with a screwball. He's able to rope it into center. Great play from Caroline Reaper, gets him out though.
Oh, I thought she was going to boot that ball, and she came out with an absolute gem.
Dulce de Leche with the biggest at-bat of his life. And he ropes it, but it's right to Rip Bonga. Not able to put a run across as we see a 1-0 game here. Only 4 hits for the Hobbs, but able to pull it out. Excellent pitching on both sides, and we just saw a masterclass of how to pitch. 4 for 4 for Wild Child, but not enough. And wow, there's another different type of game that we've seen so far in this series. 2 high scoring games from both sides, and now a 1-0 game.
Yeah, fantastic game from both players. Ricks, he hadn't gotten a break. He needed second base to boot that ball, and it just didn't happen.
All right, well, that one had some drama in it, a 1-0 ball game, and Zlat takes the lead in the series now with home field advantage, switching back to his side as he's going to be at his park of Peril Point, I believe. Y'all give us a second. We're going to take a little break, get everything switched over, and then we'll come at you for Game 4. Y'all hang on tight.
Give me a sec. Oh, good.
All right, everybody, we're back for Game 4 now after we saw a pitching classic in Game 3 where it seemed like Zlat made every single possible play he needed to, both in terms of the right pitch to make, and then his fielders did not have any RNG issues. They were able to put away every out, make every double play, and a 1-0 game in the biggest spot. And now we've got Game 4 with really less momentum swing than you would have in a higher scoring game, as it looks like both their bats are pretty thrown off right now, and both of the pitchers are kind of locking in and figuring out how to pitch to each other.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing we saw in that last game is defense matters, not just the ratings of the players, which does matter. Also the play of the players, and so we saw, everything was pretty much clean there, and there was nothing to really take advantage of as far as actual. We didn't have an error or even a mental error. There was maybe some running, but going home. But even those were actually smart plays.
Yeah, and that was the thing. There was literally no room for error there on Zlat's side if he was able to get out of that. There was multiple base runners on, and he made every single play without failure, without mistake, and he's able to get out of it 1-0. And now we see Rojo Poblano on the mound, the weakest starter for the Hobbs, with that half-turtle arsenal engaged. We saw a better batting from the Cerezas in that last one. We'll see if it can come to fruition here and bring him a win. That's that type of game, though, that you would expect Ricks to win in that situation. So that's tough for him to not be able to squeak a run out in that one and tie it up. Zlat kind of gets away with one in Game 3 and steals the home field advantage.
Yeah, and I think Poblano could be effective here. It's going to really hinge on that cut fastball. It doesn't have to milk it, but that's going to have to be an effective pitch.
Oh, and now very early on we see power, and it's going to find the trees out there, and after no runs in the Game 3 for the Cerezas, very first batter comes up, nukes one to center field, 412 feet, and he could have used that last game, but he'll take it this game as he takes a 1-0 lead. Dulce de Leche shows up early.
Yeah, de Leche really milked that one and got a nice home run there.
And man, if you're Ricks, you think, why couldn't that have happened literally any at bat in the last game? But
right, and basically anybody who's ever played SMB has wondered that a million times. How can all of a sudden, right? I mean, it's just momentum is that fickle, whereas you just cannot get it done, and all of a sudden everything comes together.
And just like that, he's got 2 hits off a rip. And now he's got no outs of 1 on, already up 1-0. Poblano struggling early here. Luna Hendricks with a 500 average. And Ricks is looking to do some damage early like he did in Game 1. We know in Game 1 he put up, I think, 8 runs in the first 2 innings before he was able to ultimately get the run rule in the 3rd inning. Poblano already tense.
Yeah, and falls behind, in my opinion, is one of the worst traits you can possibly put on a player. And this is not really that high of an accuracy pitcher to begin with, so Poblano going to have to fight through that. I think Zlat does have the pitching to get that done, but there's another meatball there.
Yeah, and one thing like we talked about before, adjustment and the fact that these guys haven't been able to read each other. Now the last game you saw a lot of relievers come out of the pen on both sides. Now these guys know what to expect whenever these starters come out. So they might be a little bit more comfortable when that bullpen comes up. And now he's able to get the first out.
Pitch there. Yeah, Poblano came up with something. That was the cut fastball.
And now Dizzy up, who had a great play at third base on the double play last game. Pops this one out though. And yeah, I'll say with the falls behind, it's a trait that you just have to be really kind of supreme confidence in yourself. Like for me, I run 30 accuracy pitchers all the way up and down, and I think I have falls behind on a pitcher every single season. But for me, it's only the first pitch, and a lot of times I start off with the ball anyways, so it's not something that I factor in too much. I'm sure Zlat, with the fact that he can hit corners so well, feels comfortable running it out there. But a run across the board for the Cerezas as they take an early 1-0 lead, and we'll see if one run is just enough in this ball game again like it was last game. I doubt that, though. I bet the bats warm up a little bit now that they're through one game, a little bit more warmed up.
Yeah, and we got a similar stadium here, like we kind of mentioned the first two games. Pretty short down the lines, a little deeper to center field. But certainly, I don't think a ball went to the wall last game.
Yeah,
What
there
if
was
what if
really
Lux
no
scored
good
a home
hits.
run
He just hit a couple of singles across.
on a couple singles? Yeah, I don't think a ball actually made it to the wall last game. So, and we may not see one this game, but I think they'll get going.
Yeah, another interesting arsenal here for Twinkle Toes. Two-seam, fastball, then screwball slider. Probably the only person in the league in AAA that you're going to see with this arsenal, maybe in the entire league in general. But
You
that's
know,
Rick's style.
we haven't really seen a typical. I don't think we've seen an arsenal yet that has the big three
Uh-oh.
pitches from Rick's in this last game or this one.
Right, and now Clutch is lost after he tries to steal third and gets aggressive and gets thrown out for the first out of the inning. Dingleberry a little bit weaker now than he was before that steal. Able to lace that one to center field. Well struck, but not going to be enough. Holds the guy at second. It looks like the steal might come back to hurt him now, as he's at 2 outs. Good screwball, barely misses on the edge though. We've seen Ricks pitch around to some of the stronger batters in this lineup now the entire series, and he does it yet again. But Rip Bonga up, who's got the most juice stats on the team whenever RBI Hero is engaged. We'll see if he gets a pitch to hit.
Yeah, can Ricks work his way out here? This is a tough batter to do it against.
Another 3-0 count. And there's 2 straight walks. He's looking to find that next batter and pitch to him. He's got the bases loaded. Caroline Reaper up with only a 125 average. And an opportunity here to take the lead right back.
Yeah, a bit of a hero last game, coming up with that monster play in the field for the final out, but it hasn't really hit.
Yeah, huge play in the field. She definitely saved that ball game, not dropping that diving ball. 1-2 count. See if he gets a pitch to hit here. Ricks likes to throw a couple balls in this situation, but he gives him one there. Fastball hitters engaged. Another well-struck ball to center field. And he is able to get out of it after walking the 2 stronger batters on the team. Gets Caroline Reaper out. 1-0 lead is still safe.
Yeah, you definitely can't argue with the strategy there. Put Reaper on the hot seat, and she did hit the ball, but not a real threat.
Oh, and a missed fastball here. Smokes it to shortstop, but Bonnet's able to put it away for the first out. Yeah, Kawashi, this is game 4. It was 0-1 in game 3. Zlat won. So now Zlat's up 2-1 in the series. Nice to see you in here as always.
Yeah, welcome Kawashi Blue. Got Maz of Oz, probably a few other folks out there. We should have a ton of folks out there. This is such a great series.
Yeah, the pinnacle of AAA. Both of these guys fighting for their first ever hardware. And once again, we see a double play, something that Zlat's done all day.
Wow, just continues to roll the double play. That's absolutely annihilating the Cherries.
Oz says he can't hear you. I don't know if he's serious or not. Might just be that thing where it's quiet. I have you turned all the way up, so up to you.
All right, can you hear me now, Moz? I'm putting the microphone a little bit closer. Let me know if you can hear me. I might have been low for the first game too. I'm not sure. I think you can hear me normally, but you guys can't. One game I was too high, so.
Yeah, it's weird. Every single game somehow it's different. In my headphones, you sound the same every time. I actually have to turn you down a little bit, but it seems like half the time people say they can't hear you. The other half they say you're screaming. So.
I'm just a loudmouth.
Oh wow, striped right down the middle. Even with pitchers, Ricks likes to Really get it late in counts no matter who the batter is at the plate. Oh, and that's a great hit from the pitcher, but he's got 0 on his stats on power and contact. That's about as good as you can do there. 77 power.
Wow.
If you get 99 there, you might see a 0 power home run, but with that reticle, that's a great at-bat from the pitcher.
Well, if that was down the line, either line here, that would have been gone.
Moss says he can't hear you at all, so I'm not sure. He says he heard you last game.
Nothing.
Oh,
This
wait.
game?
Okay,
Huh?
I'm sorry. I fixed it. That was my fault. I had it on mute.
Oh, Unicorn muted me, folks.
I wanted to solo call it. And just I
It was a
wanted to reverberate everything that you said to me to them, so I sounded smart.
You wanted to grab the spotlight because this series has been so great.
Now batting, the second baseman.
Yeah, thanks for saying something out there, chat. We do appreciate that. Sometimes we do make mistakes here in the studio.
Yeah, far more than I'd like. But now Miss
Or-
the face of AA is back into the booth.
I'm back.
2-inning hiatus. Another well-struck ball. We've seen so much better contact already early in this ball game. We hardly saw any make that type of bat noise in Game 3, but we're seeing a lot of strong bat sounds early on here. Eventually, these are going to find gaps. No doubt this is going to be a higher scoring game than 1-0, even with the way these guys are pitching extremely well today.
Yeah, especially for Ricks, that's nice to see. I mean, he's basically been hitting nothing but weak ground balls and hard ground balls in Game 1, but has already pounded one out. And there's another ball absolutely smoked.
Yeah, a lot of the well-struck balls we saw for Ricks last game ended up hurting him because they were well-struck right to infielders that led to double plays.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than when you crush a ball, but you slightly top it into a double play.
Yep. And that one, a good dive over there.
What a
Wizard
play.
engaged from Bonnet, and another good fielding play from the Hobbs, just like we saw last game, making every play in the field. He does it again here. 5 hits for Ricks to 1 for the Hobbs. Another hit difference so far. This time reflecting on the scoreboard, though.
Yeah, that middle infield for the Hobbs has really been dynamite tonight.
And just like you said, there's a well-struck ball that he just tops, and it goes right to the third baseman over there and able to get the first out of the inning.
The center fielder, number 22.
Good two-seam on the outside. 42 pitches already for the starter, something we'll see with Ricks. He likes to go deep into counts, so he's got to pull that starter pretty early typically.
Now batting, the catcher.
We're only going to see about 10 more pitches before that stamina starts to come down. It's not going to affect this pitcher a whole lot with the way his velo's already low.
Right.
And the dive, we'll see if he's still got the arm for it, and he does. A quick inning for the Cerezas there. Ricks is able to get another clean inning across, only giving up 1 hit so far in this ball game, and he steps back up to the plate with Dizzy, this third baseman.
Now batting, the third
See if he can string together some hits here. And another well-struck ball as this one going to find a gap. Sickham's on his horse, and he misses it. Out there in the outfield, a rare fielding error from the Hobbs, and it's going to end up turning into a triple over there, and a leadoff triple, that is. And now Choo Choo Rail's definitely able to put a run across here and extend that lead. Another missed pitch now. We're seeing a little bit of issues on the mound, and it's led to a couple runs here.
Yeah, I think he let that snowball. It wasn't really that bad of a play in the field. I think it was just one of those balls, but he kind of let that compound into a really bad pitch there.
And the Hobbs now, or I mean the Cerezas now with 2 runs, able to have a little bit of lead under their belt, and the way that they've been pitching 2 runs might be enough for them. They've really got the habaneros and Zlat thrown off at the plate on the other side. And it looks like on this side, the Cerezas are feeling a little bit more comfortable against this low velo pitcher. The steal, and he's able to put another one up center. See if he tries to take third. Stays at second, thinks better of it. No, there's no outs. 2 guys on, already 1 run across, and this could be a big inning in the works now. Rally stopper engaged. Doesn't help a ton on this pitcher, but anything to increase that velo can throw a wrench into the plans. Oh, and it doesn't. Okay, I thought he was going to be able to catch that and get a triple play opportunity, but it barely finds the dirt, and lucky for Ricks that it does.
Yeah, definitely. That was an very awkward with everybody running everywhere there.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't risk that and go for a slide, because you get the rare opportunity for a triple play. Find yourself on the playoff montage at the end of all this. This is a big spot here, though. 2-2 count, only one out with two guys in position. Able to foul off a great pitch on the corner. Sees it again, and now the eye is really locked in right now for Ricks.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't offer there. That was basically the same pitch, only better.
And there we go.
What a pound.
What a great plate appearance there, and he's able to score 2. He's going to hold himself at first, but now he's got a comfortable 4-0 lead. Dulce de Leche come up and hit that solo home run in the first inning.
Wow, Ricks has got to be feeling fantastic here. He's actually out hitting Zlat, really starting to elevate the ball a little bit instead of only grounders.
Oh, yeah, he looks like he's feeling it at the plate for sure, and you know that he's locked in on the mound right now. This is a little bit of trouble for the Hobbs the way this game is developing, because you haven't been able to get anything going with your bats. And now you're down 4 runs, which is something normally you don't feel too bad about, but after last game and the way this game is going, 4 runs feels monumental.
In my opinion, this pitcher has to go. That's enough.
Yeah, good call, but we know that the Hobbs like to run that starter out there. Last game might be the first time they didn't reach 100 pitchers on the starter before he got yanked. And this is the best batter that you want up in this situation, and now he looks at the bullpen.
Yeah, you got to come with something.
I'd look at Scoville here. You got to bring in that velo, but he doesn't. Brings in Smith. I'm not even going to try to say his last name with the Elite 4 seam. So he's got a little velo to work with here.
Yeah, no, Elite 4 seam, that he'll be okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Smart decision getting back to the bases there. 2 outs. Still a big spot. Fresh Bengata is up. Or Fresa. Oh, this might be the DC. There is a DC in this game, guys. So.
Yeah, that was odd.
Oh, wait. Rojo Poblano's back in. Okay, this is where they bunted back. This is the beauty of Zlat. He really spliced this together for us and got it right back into the same situation. Him and Rick, shout out to them for that, bunting it back into the same exact situation, same pitcher and everything. That takes some patience. Great cutter on the inside.
What an awkward place to have a disconnect.
Yeah, and the way that throws the momentum off, we'll see if Ricks can still take advantage. And Caroline Reaper once again making a huge play in the field. Able to win the ball game for him last time, and now just saved 2 runs with a great jumping catch over there. But it's 4-0.
If that trickles off her glove, that's 2 runs, a runner on third, and a runner on first.
That's a strike and a half, my friend.
Yeah, Caroline Reaper has not showed up at the plate at all so far in this series, but the plays that she has made in the field has more than earned her fair share. Someone pay this chick.
Yeah, that's why you have to have a glove at second base. You just in this league you just have to.
And the way that
early dive. Yeah, that was an awkward dive that hit him in the hip.
Yeah, and something that we aren't going to really think about too much because it got spliced together is just the fact the momentum was completely towards the Cerezas, but they had to bunt back to where it was, which could be a 15-20 minute affair. We'll see if that affects the way that these two are batting and pitching. The momentum might be a little more tame now. And now we see a great diving catch from Crescent over there at second.
Wild
Good
throw.
plays.
Second baseman, number 25.
Now Caroline Reaper up, see if she can increase her payday and show that she can play on both sides of the field.
Yeah, and if you're the Hobbs, you gotta at some point own up to your pedigree. That this dude needs to be hitting. And now we see a little single from Reaper, but we need to see the long ball.
Right, he's got that power in his bag, and we just have not seen it show up at all today. The only home run was that solo shot from the Cerezas. I'd be surprised if we don't see a home run in the later innings here from Zlat. It's going to be quite shocking if he goes 2 whole games without putting one over that fence,
Oh,
especially
what a walk.
the short walls on the down the lines here.
Oh, weird batter here, though. Gonna let him hit.
Bases loaded, a big spot here. Try to stay out of double play. Ricks is a master at getting the double play balls in these situations. Gets a weak pop up. Is the outfielder going to get there? He brings Crescent from second, and he is able to get there. And now a lot of pressure on this at bat as you're down 4 runs. We'll see if he keeps that reliever in who just came into the ball game. Smart decision here. He's going to look at a pinch hitter. You have an opportunity to send one over the fence and tie the game here with a big moonshot.
Yeah, you got to get a hitter in here now.
Number 14.
Pickle Pepperoncini. Pinch perfect engaged, stimulated is not. It's the only 4th inning. And he gets a pop up there, and Ricks once again is going to get out of a situation like he's done all playoffs. Could have went the complete opposite way, but gets out of it completely clean there.
Yeah, and this is kind of condition critical for Zlatanimal's bats. We haven't really seen, against Dynasty was really ripping it up. Again, toward the end of the season was ripping it up. Was ripping it up at the beginning of the playoffs as well. And granted, Ricks is a step forward in the pitching, but this is not going to do it.
Yeah, Zlat is definitely not used to being on this long of a dry spell with his bat. Even in that game that he won, obviously he won 1-0 in Game 3, but in Game 2, I think he only put across 6 or 7 runs when he won. Which is just right at his average, and the only game so far in this series that he has reached his average. He scored 0 runs, and then he scored his average, and then he won a 1-run game. So definitely a good note, the fact that he's seeming pretty off at the plate.
Yeah, way off. I mean, even 6 runs would have been a joke against Dynasty, I think, when they were running up 15, 16 runs each.
Number 25.
It's not all the pitching. It's partly the player too. I think Zlat is at this point it's clear he's a little bit off.
Yeah, maybe that. I mean, obviously Ricks has something to do with it, and it's got to be whenever you're in this long of a little bit of a dry spell, it goes both ways. It's because of you and because of the pitching, but Rick's in that weird arsenal, and the fact that he's such good, he's so good at locating and mixing up balls and strikes. That's one of those things like we harped on since the beginning of the series. Zlat has not played Ricks hardly, so he's still trying to adjust now in Game 4 to the type of pitching that he's seeing.
Yeah, for sure. I know my first game against Ricks in this season, I think I took like 8 walks and still didn't score or something like that. It was such a different animal. And then the second game, I think I injured his pitcher twice in 1 inning or something and ran away with it. But
yeah, I definitely have respect for Ricks and his pitching. I think he reached 6 walks with me in our first game, and he still was the only person in the XBL since I've joined to run roll me, despite the fact he issued 6 walks.
You bet that's a strike.
Yeah, he's tough. He's not going to give in on purpose. If you see a ball down the middle, believe me, he is not throwing the ball there. Oh, that was weird.
Swung at a pitch in outer space, and it works as a bunt to get him over to first.
Looked like he was chopping a tree.
And now you've got some good batters coming up, so that could prove to be quite important, getting that first guy on with good speed. And I believe he's got, is that base rounder or... Might not matter. That's the third well-struck ball to center field that just hasn't provided anything.
Yeah, it's tough when momentum goes against you, and then you finally start smoking the ball and you get nothing for it.
Stealer is what he has over there at first. We'll see if he gets active.
Gotta go.
I was about to say, it's a pretty low-risk steal here. I would definitely take that. See if he can push one across here as he's got a man on second with speed. And a good batter up at the plate. We've seen him walk this batter multiple times so far just today. Now he's got him in a full count. We'll see if he gets a pitch to hit here. And a good walk there.
Still nothing.
Not
That's
wanting to
classic
pitch to
Rick.
Habanero, yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough pitch to take.
And now Rip Bonga, who we've also seen in the same situation get walked to bring up Caroline Reaper. We'll see if he plays that same card again. A lot of times you'll see pitchers be more aggressive with a lead like this, but Ricks is so comfortable with... Wow. Ricks is so comfortable with getting out 1 out, 2 outs with people on base that, yep, he plays that card again, walks the 2 best batters on the team. Caroline Reaper comes up.
Oh, boy. She's got to come through.
Yeah, eventually she has to make a play here at the plate. You know you're going to get a pitch to hit here. Ricks has played this card already once this game. Be aggressive. Oh,
that was it.
Yeah, that's the best pitch he's going to see. And that one's going to find a gap, though, in left field, and it's going to score 2. And now we see some runs come across for the Hobbs as Caroline Reaper swings at a ball, but she finally shows up on the offensive end.
Massive double for her.
Makes Twinkle Toes tense, and now the momentum starts to swing on the pendulum a little bit as the Hobbs finally see some runs come across. Now they've got more runs than they had last game. And he looks to add to it here. See if he can have a bigger 2-out rally develop.
Side armor. Got to watch that cutter. Don't chase that.
Oh.
Oh.
Good job turning away from the tag, but Rick's able to make a quick decision to go to first right there and gives up 2 runs after that hit by Caroline Reaper to find the gap. And the lead shrinks a little bit. The Cerezas looking to stretch it back out as Scoville comes to the mound with that great velo.
Now batting, the pitcher, number 24.
Puts Chuck Charles in for just 1 or 2 at-bats, and now he looks to pull him.
Now batting,
Jazz Glover coming in. Brings in the opposite-handed hitter. Changeup barely finds the inside corner. A great pitch from Zlat there. Another great pitch coming. And he does swing at it. Caroline Reaper puts another one away after that double she had on the offensive end. And now we see Dulce de Leche, who's got a home run in this game. Oh, and it floats just long enough. All 3 plays over there are weak hits on the right side and a clean inning for the Hobbs. And that's how you get back into a ball game. Put across 2 runs and then shut them out on the opposite end. Now we see the momentum shift a little bit as the Cerezas have been shut out now for a few innings. And the Habaneros bats look like they're heating up.
Yeah, I think the key is going to be figuring out this new pitcher coming sidearm with that cutter. Or is this another pitcher now?
Yeah, he pulled the sidearm.
Oh my.
Ball, that's inside.
Fisherman Fisher's had a great outing so far in this series, but it gives up a hit on the first batter right there, and now the Hobbs, they look a little bit more like themselves as they score 2 runs last inning and now provide a little bit of danger on the base pass here with their first batter.
Maybe gonna bunt here.
Aware of the man on first with a pitch out.
Oh, good take.
Strike. That's a strike.
And a pitcher hit there as he finds a gap in left field, and now we see some trouble developing. No outs, 2 on. You've got the guy running at the plate. Scotch Bonnet is no joke with those stats. Only a 182 average right now. She's due to make a play happen here at the plate.
That's down.
Not good speed on the base pass. Need a solid hit here to score 1.
Just, you gotta stay out of the double play.
That's a strike.
And that's well struck right field. It's gonna not fall.
Oh my!
Great speed over there. And what could have been a huge, huge home run just barely falls short And now the double play is still lurking, the boogeyman of the series. As Ricks tries to get him to ground into one right here and keep this lead at 2.
Yeah, and a really smart play from the Hobbs to tag up there, knowing that ball was not going to quite get there.
And now we've got a full count in a big situation right here for one of the best batters on the team. Clutch engaged, chases, and there's that double play boogeyman. It shows up once again.
Not
it's
gonna
not
get
going
him.
to get there, though, and a run scores.
Yeah, that was it. Way too slow. A little slow chopper, and now we got a 1-run ball game, Uni.
Man, what a series this has been. Another close game here after we saw a close game in Game 3. And we love the drama here in the World Series. Big spot for Papa Dingleberry, another clutch guy. A few clutch batters on this team.
Yeah,
3-1.
Hobbs got to be excited here, just being in this situation, even if they get out here.
Yeah, good job fighting back into this game right now, and now that's 2 straight innings scoring runs and 2 straight innings shutting out the Cerezas. Momentum fully on the Hobbs side, even though they're down 1.
Baseman, number 35.
They look primed for a comeback here.
Yeah, Ricks has to find a way to capture this ball game.
Yeah, this is a big inning for Ricks. Even just a couple of base hits can show that you still have it going at the plate and can maybe at least get another reliever out here because Scoville looks like he's coming in and just doing work. Oh, wow. Super late swing. Ricks needs a second to chill. And then swings at a changeup that was just perfectly located on the outside corner, and now 2 outs. And still Scoville doing a great job on the mound, and the Hobbs looking really good right now. But there's a single from the Cerezas. See if they can get a 2-out rally going. They want to stretch this lead more than 1 run. They're great pitchers, but the way that Zlatanimal's batting on the other side, you know 1 run is not safe right now.
You could look to gamble on the base path. Or maybe even a hit and run, Uni.
Yeah, I wonder how much he's scared to hit and run after the way last game went with 2 or 3 hit and runs that just completely backfired.
Yeah, but he also can't stand pat here. I don't think 4 and 3 is quite going to do it. Gets a nice single. Oh, my God, that was a great pitch.
Oh, he's got slow poke, though, but he's still able to get there. And Zlat makes a decision throwing it to second that leads a man going to third, and now Choo Choo Rails clutch engaged, a 455 average right now in this series, and a huge spot right here with a chance to stretch the lead and take back the momentum here in Game 4.
Wow, what alert base running to push the envelope there and take that extra base.
Great curveball, and now we got a 2-2 count. Big spot, big pitch coming. Good take.
Oh, my God.
Oh, and he watches a great pitch on the inside corner, and he's able to get out of it without giving up any runs. But the Cerezas show some life with 2 outs as they're able to get a couple on in that inning. Now they've got to come in on the mound and hold this lead as we're in the bottom of the 7th inning in Game 4 with Zlat up 2-1 in this series.
Number 54.
New pitcher.
Glitter Jordan with those moving fastballs coming back in really caused fits for the Hobbs in that last game. See if she can have the same sort of success here in Game 4.
Yeah, it is a really good arsenal. It's just a little bit odd on that velo, but if you're a good pitcher like Ricks, you know, just moving a 2-seam and a cut fastball can really do wonders for you, especially with a little bit of junk like that.
Yeah, we'll see if he pitches around here. He walked Habanero, which he's done the whole game, but do you want to walk both leadoff batters in this situation? Especially with the fact that Caroline Reaper has shown that she can bat, and she made a big play last time she was up, and a good pop-up there, able to get one of the best batters in the lineup put away. Caroline Reaper with 2 singles, 2 RBIs, looks to do it again and make a play here. Watches a good pitch in the middle of the zone that could have been laced. the hit and run, and it's going to at least get him safe to second as it pays off. And Capsicum comes up to the plate. Okay speed on second. If you can get something into a gap here, you can definitely get a run across and tie this game.
Yeah, that really paid off. That would have been an easy double play.
That's down.
Oh, that was the pitch.
Is he going to have enough speed to get to first? He doesn't.
Didn't quite
And now
get
we
it.
see a clean inning from the Cerezas after a couple of innings giving up runs. They give up no hits there, just the one walk. And they're back up to the plate after they had a little bit of an opportunity for a 2-out rally on that last one. They seem like Scoville is a little bit easier to catch up to now as his stamina is down and his velo is down. Wild Child, who's had a great series, but she strikes out there chasing on an outside fastball for the first out of the inning.
Number 10.
Yeah. The Cherries offense starting to labor a little bit up there, almost looking to the mound to somehow bail them out, as they can't seem to have been a little bit cold here the last few.
Yeah, Scoville has come in and done an excellent job. This is now 3 or 4 innings, even with the
Pitcher, number 54.
stamina down. Has a 0 ERA with 3 appearances so far in these in this World Series. We saw him keep the 0 ERA as he got hurt in that last one and still able to get the last out in that big situation. And now another great fastball on the inside gets him looking just like last inning, and that's 4 scoreless innings now for the Cerezas. They're having troubles at the plate.
Number 19.
That's a strike and a half, my friend.
Spliff Star, what's up, buddy? Nice to see you in here. We got a good game right here as we're in the bottom of the 8th with just 1 run. The difference. The momentum a little bit on the Hobbs side, but right now the Cerezas are doing a good job on the mound of keeping it at 1 run.
Now batting.
Yeah,
Rally
and
Starter engaged.
the Hobbs kind of bailed them out reaching for that one there. Gotta be selective here. You know, Ricks doesn't want to throw basically anything on the plate.
He's got 2 put away now with Scotch Bonnet coming up. Only a 167 average for one of the stronger batters on the team. Surprised not to see any action from her so far through 4 games in this series now. Pressure at 4 bars. There she goes. She's able to get a nice rip through center. Only going to be enough for a single, but able to put one on, and now you've got the go-ahead run at the plate, and he is locked in with that clutch and the 4-bar combo. And good speed at first.
Brutal.
Now pitching.
Yeah, that was a great swing there. That pitch did not get outside, and that was the way to punch it into the outfield there.
And here's a reliever that we
Two
haven't
down,
seen
though.
in this series. Able to get him chasing. Clutch engaged on the closer right there has got some pretty nasty stats. It's going to be a tough pitcher to hit going into the 9th inning. At the top of the 9th, Cereza's only up 1. They don't have to score here, but you know they'd like to put more than 1 run between them and the Hobbs as they look to even this series at Big Sky, the home of Zlatanis Habaneros. And here comes Bezos, who we saw last game with that nasty screwball.
Bet that's a strike. Ball outside.
2-1 count. Front of the lineup up here, Dulce de Leche, the leadoff man for the Cerezas.
No, inside.
Working a full count here, great for when you're facing the closer. Want to get pitches out of him. Oh, and hits a right in the nuts.
Takes a shot.
Now batting.
And he's got to come
Yeah.
out of this game, and he's probably got to kiss his hopes and dreams for children goodbye as he gets railed right in the Goonies.
Yeah, he decided to go ahead and give in, and he paid for it.
Actually, did he not even get hurt? He didn't even feel it. He's wearing a cup, I guess. My lord.
You've
That's
heard
a
of
good
metal
bunt.
head before, but this is, I guess, metal cup, maybe?
Yeah, have you You heard of
batting,
metal
the
nuts?
shortstop,
Is that a
number
new
3,
trait?
Luna Hendricks.
He was kicking and screaming like the world had come to an end. What is he, a World Cup player or something?
Great reference. I love how soccer players cry over everything.
Now batting, the catcher.
But this is a big spot
44.
now. He's got 2 on with 1 out. Runners at the corners. Bezos coming out of the game. We're going to see Billy Bob Thornton come in. Pick officer engaged. Might prevent a steal here and leave that opportunity for a double play open. We're in the top of the 9th. He still steals.
Oh,
And it's going to pay
my.
off as he pushes 1 across and prevents the double play. And now the lead is stretched to 2 here in the 9th inning.
Number 33.
Rick does a
Monster
good job.
run. Monster run, because now you just, that little separation, you don't want one thing to go wrong and give it up.
Uh-oh. And now we're going to see 2 and a mistake.
Oh, boy.
Field. A run's going to score. He's going to get a man to second. And now the lead is stretched to 3, and it seems like the Cerezas have had to
Number 6.
scratch and claw for runs in this series, but they do it at the most opportune time possible. And there's a big shot to center field. Is it going to find the wall? It doesn't, and a great catch.
Folks, check the
A
concourse
catch
for our
out there
fan
from center
clubhouse.
field. One I thought was going to bounce off the wall. What a great read from Zlat not to jump for that one and give up another run.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing is Ricks has a pretty darn strong pitcher here. Yeah, that's going to be tough.
Yeah, this is going to be tough now that the lead is stretched. 1 run, and you know just 1 batter can change everything. But with 3 runs now, and you're seeing clutch engaged on the closer.
Yeah, and he's already swinging way out of the zone. You know Ricks isn't going to put any strikes in there.
No, especially not the way he's been pitching to Habanero so far this series.
Oh, brutal cutter.
Oh, and that's a big shot to right field, 88 power. And a great catch out there.
Oh,
from
my
Soy
God.
Capitan. He's able to jump and rob the home run. Habanero finally gets a pitch to swing at in this series for maybe the first time, and he takes advantage of it. But what a play out there in right field, and we've got 2 outs in game 4 here.
Oh, that's too good of a swing to come up with nothing, but what a play by Ricks.
Ricks
He
has
wants
really
this
showed
one.
up here in the 9th. This 9th inning, the way that Ricks has just completely captured the game in the span of 1 inning.
Number 25.
We'll see if he can close it out here. He's only 1 out away from tying this series and retaking home field advantage in the AAA World Series.
Yeah, that's Reaper trying to keep it alive to get the tying run to the plate somehow. What a nice screwball there.
Reaper's been up in a lot of big spots. She swings on a chase there. And a great play over there from
Oh,
Alexi Carr.
my.
He's going to win the ball game for the Cerezas as they tie the series up 2-2. And, man, we have a great series on our hands now after tonight. We're going into Game 5, and we're going to see at least 6 in this series.
Yeah. I mean, God, those were both absolutely fantastic games. Credit to both players. I'm kind of glad they split just because it does seem like that even of a series. It's been a great season in the AAA, and at this point, nobody here is the favorite. It's just whoever gets going.
Yeah, I feel like this is the least readable series that we've casted so far in the playoffs because we saw the run roll in Game 1. We saw Zlat win by a comfortable margin in Game 2. Then a game in Game 3 that you expect in that situation to play into Rick's favor and win a 1-0 game like that. But Zlatanimal shows that to be in this situation, you have to be able to play both sides of the game. And he just completely locked down Rick's in Game 3 and pulled out a 1-0 victory. And wow, Rick's got off to a good start in Game 4. And then the Habaneros after the DC came back firing on all cylinders, and I think they took the lead at one point, or they got within 1 run. Then that 9th inning from Ricks, wow, he really clutched up and showed that he's got that veteran prowess, that veteran savviness to able to manufacture a couple runs and stretch that lead, and that adds a lot of pressure in that situation to Zlat, and you could see it in the way that he started chasing in the bottom of the 9th. But man, this is a great series.
Yeah, he really did a good job of kind of snuffing out most of the hope that Zlat had there by we always talk about insurance runs. I really thought he was going to go down without much of a fight and kind of lean on that closing pitcher that was looking really good, which, it's kind of natural to do. but you can't do that. You got to, especially against Lat, you have to put the pressure on him. And once it turned into 3 runs, with a good pitcher on the mound, especially somebody who can control that pitcher, then you saw even somebody as good as Lat kind of fell apart there in the bottom of the ninth, just because you're grabbing so hard for momentum. And but both just really showed out here tonight. Really proud of both players. And yeah, now it's balls to the walls. I don't know what's going to happen, but potential. I guess we've got two or three games left.
Yeah, we'll run them all together whenever they've already been all sent in. So next time y'all see us on the screens, it'll be the finale of the AAA World Series after we've seen an epic series. We thought Game 3 was huge for the momentum. Talk about Game 5. You've got 2-2 right now in the series. It's back to the home field of Rick's and his Cerezas as they're going to be at the Parque de Janeros, and they're going to look to capture the lead in this series. So far, they went up 1-0. Then Zlat was able to storm back and take a 2-1 lead in the series, and then, like we saw, of course, Rick's is able to even it back up. So yeah, great series. Everything you could hope for in a World Series, giving us a lot of drama. We've had 2 games tonight that were really close and came down to the 9th inning. So we're going to have the XBL back at y'all tomorrow with Pseudo versus Luke, games 3, 4, and I believe we're going to run 5 as well. It's going to be me and Hummus in the booth and possibly Dwayne jumping in. And then once we get that done, we're going to jump back into AAA. Mist and I'm sure, are going to run that. And maybe we can get that done this weekend and give y'all the finale that you're all hoping and waiting for. Hopefully we see some more classics. But yeah, as always, Mist, it was fun being in the booth with you tonight. I'm glad we had some close games to call. Those were fun.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better than that. It really doesn't. So looking forward to this weekend, Unicorn. Thanks for producing. And thanks to all the people in chat and anybody watching, even on replay. You guys really make this league what it is. Without all the excitement, it's not, everybody loves to play match of the week and be in the playoffs because you get to be in the spotlight and really showcase. So this is just a lot of fun.
Yep, well said. We got the pinnacle of spotlights coming up when we're back on your screens next. So until then, I'll catch everybody in the Discord. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch everybody in the chat. And if you got any cup games, make sure you get them in. Good luck in those games. I hope to see you all make the next round. I know we all can't, but I hope to face you. So until then, I'll catch you on the Discord, boys. See y'all tomorrow.